Good morning and welcome in. I know we're a little early this morning. I just got off the phone with Pastor Quincy Johnson. We're going to visit them at 11:30 this morning. That is at 543 Coleman, I think it's Coleman Drive in Clinton. So we're going to be with them in the 11:30 service. So I'm trying to get a little early so I can give you a little bit of something that will help you. Thank you for all the response and all the connections that we had globally. Had some people in from Africa tuning in. So I'm happy. And so just talked to Pastor Quincy and she's like, oh, we got some more people coming. So we're looking forward to being there to be able to help them and to bless them with spiritual knowledge. So what we're going to do is talk to you this morning about I've got a plan. And so many people don't have a plan, and you need a plan. You need more than an idea. You need a plan. You need a plan that has a vision attached to it. And so for a scriptural perspective, I will give you Matthew, I believe is the 6th chapter and verse 33. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. Now, why the kingdom and not the earth? Because the kingdom, God has no respect of person, and he sees all mankind as equal. I think it's in Acts. I don't remember exactly. I think it's maybe Acts 17, where it talks about all nations are made of one blood. You have a right to think for yourself. You have a right to put your life and plan together. The problem is most people have put their life together with what they've seen and what they've heard, and not what they have sought out from God. God, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to say? It's almost like Philip when he was dealing with the gentleman, the eunuch from Ethiopia. He asked God, give me the words to speak. Have you asked God to give you direction? Have you asked God to give you the power of knowledge and the grace of understanding and the ability and to assemble the tools to be able to do it? Well, I have a plan. That plan cannot be on a day-to-day basis because every plan has about 20% of failure, 10% of rejection. So that's about 30% that most people are unprepared for when they plan. So here's what I recommend to you. Change your navigator. Excuse me. Change your navigator, where your life has been guided by your feelings and your emotions. Your life has been guided by your friends, by your choices. Your life has been guided by your environment. Your life has been guided by what you've heard, what you've been told, what you have seen, and what you have not seen. That is what has made you where you are. You need to discover you. And when you discover you and you go back to Matthew 6:33, you will learn that if I seek God, God would never fail me. He would not always agree with me because I have to line up with his purpose and his will for my life. So here's a couple of things I'm going to give you before I head out to 543 Coleman Road in Clinton to be with them. So if you're in the surrounding areas, Lawrence, Clinton, Abbeville, I would even say as far as Newberry or Simpsonville or Fountain Inn, come in, be a part of the service. I'm not going to be long, but I promise you it will be informative and exciting. So here's the thing. Create visible vision. Visible vision. That's not vision with your sight. That's vision with your covenant and commitment to God. Visible vision. In other words, you don't have rituals. You have a routine where you have meditation, devotion with God. And not only do you talk to God, but you give God space so you can listen. And you always need a pad and a pen because you can get a fantastic revelation that can turn your life around, but because you didn't take the time to write it down. And so when you write it down, you've got to take the time to dissect it. And you've got to always, in journalism, they would always say, do things 4 or 5 different ways. Take a sentence and break it out 5 different ways. So you have to have visible sight, visible vision. And that comes with going and seeking God and saying, okay, God, I need to plan for my life. Now, let me warn you of this. Understand, for God to put you in the right place, sometimes he has to uproot you from where you are. And that's many times taking you out of your comfort zone, taking you out of your environment and what you are familiar with. Just as he told Abram, get from among your kindred. Because when you get visible vision and you know that you're seeking God, here are some things that happen with visual vision, because you heard me say earlier that not only are you a citizen of heaven, because I've heard a lot of people use the excuse, well, I don't have to worry about this because when I get to heaven. But then why did God give you the earth and put you on earth? You're supposed to produce something. You're supposed to show God that you have dominion over the earth. And so that means when you have dominion over the earth, you have dominion over situations. So situations won't overwhelm and control you. You won't operate in fear. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Fear is not of God. See, when you look in the Bible, and I don't want to go all the way down there, when it says fear the Lord, it means respect the Lord. Not be somewhere in a corner trembling. Respect God. Respect who he is, the supreme being of the universe. I don't have to see him to believe in him. I see the results of what he's done. So, visible vision, and I'm going to give you a couple things. You are a citizen of earth. Where are your seeds? Your seeds are found in your gifts and your talents and your dreams. Where are your seeds? And don't look at me and say, oh no, I don't have none. Yes, you do. You are skilled and you're wonderfully made. The problem is no one took the time to invest in you to discover what you were good at. One reason most people don't know what their seeds are is because they're trying to be what others are and not what they are. Get comfortable in your own skin. Get comfortable with your gift. Your gift may not be like other people's gifts. Your gift may not be a basketball player, baseball player, football player, an actor or actress. Your vision may be something else. The problem is you're not maximizing who you are, what you are, and what God has given you. So yes, my brothers and sisters, you need a plan. So seeds. That means you're going to have to do work. And many times what you're going to have to do is go clear the field. You're going to go have to remove some things so you can plant some things, so you can grow some things and know the timing. Your attention needs to be on your seeds, not who's talking to you, not who's talking at you, and not who's trying to control you. Your vision needs to be and your focus needs to be on your seed. Now, here's when it talks about, watering and sunlight. You have to have faith to do the work to cultivate your seeds. Your seeds will not maximize their potential if you don't give them attention. That means you're going to have to learn something new. None of us are here perfect. And just because it's like golf, first they always say beginner's luck. You can go out there and you can do something, hit a hole in one, but it may be 999 other times that you don't. So you have to have faith, which means continuity and consistency. The third one you have to have is action. You don't plant the seed and go walk away. That means there's somewhere between the 7 days and I think it's 168 hours and 7 days that you need to spend time with you on your vision and your dreams. You need to evaluate you. So when I say I've got a plan, that means I have a system. There are certain things, and I was talking with someone earlier about, I love to eat this, but I can't eat this now. One, because of my age, and two, but trying to keep my instrument, my body, to where when I need it, it can function. Remember, your body is a temple. So you've got to focus on your body, mind, and spirit. And part of your spirit is mental health, and part of your spirit is spiritual health. So you got to have visible vision. I've got a plan. See, the reason you're always subjected to someone else's plan is because you don't think you have any direction for yourself. And so what I want to do with you briefly this morning is give you some level of direction. Seeds, one, faith, and action. People won't celebrate you. Quit looking for something what I call sugar water. Quit looking for some immediate gratification. But what people will do is celebrate your losses. That's who you will find out where your real friends are. If people are talking about your past, if people are talking about more about you just failed or you had a bad situation to happen or something, if they are not your friends. Maya Angelou says when people show you who they are, believe them. You keep going back to what doesn't love you and what doesn't care about you. And you're afraid of someone who will look you in the face and challenge you and say, you are a better person. And I am that person. Because if God can help me and resurrect me with my brokenness, he can do the same for you. You are not alone in recovery. Every day we are recovering. Every day we're healing. Every day we're pushing forward. So I want you to understand, if people are always bringing up and talking about what you're not, that is your answer right there. That is your hearing vision. They don't care about my future. And so if they can beat you down, they can control you. My problem with that situation, and you may feel comfortable with that because some people don't like responsibility. But here's my challenge. How do you answer to God? When you get to heaven, what are you going to tell God? Well, Lord, I'll let Jeffro just run over me every day. I'll let Becky just whoop me up and down the field every day. I'll let Tommy just take my car and wreck it, and I knew I didn't have insurance and he didn't either. Really? 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 Let me tell you something about Resurrection Sunday. Somebody had to die. So you think you're guaranteed not to die? There is another universe. There is another place we've never been. And so if you go, what are you going to say? You're going to go up there and say, well, I really didn't know. Oh, man, I didn't know it was somewhere else. I heard about this, but I didn't know. So I'm challenging you. People who won't celebrate you, that's the first sign you need to change your environment. And here's the thing, and I'm going to let you go because 5:43 Coleman Road, they're looking for me at 11:30 and I got to bring them something. Here's the thing. And I'm going to say this very slow, and hopefully you get it. Either you fight for your future, or you don't. If your time doesn't matter to you, if you're not willing to push against the brick and the opposition, you can't expect to be successful. If you enjoy misery, and you enjoy people running over you, don't you do a thing. This is not for you. But if you know that greater is he that is in me, then you've got to make changes. You've got to get your body in the best condition and keep it that way. You've got to build your mind with positive building blocks every day and sometimes every hour. I have been in a place where I had to tell myself, if I can make it 30 seconds, I can make it 60 seconds. Because sometimes depression and rejection, it's like being trapped in prison. You want to escape, but you can't find the door. So I'm telling you, you either fight for your future, because nobody's going to give it to you. Okay? And don't look for, well, I wasn't born in a wealthy family. Wealthy people not happy either. That's why they keep trying to run over you. Things does not bring peace. You will have peace when you are fighting for what God has called you to be, not what man identifies you as. So I say to you as I get ready to close, either you fight or you don't. So Resurrection Sunday, either you get up, and one of the staff hit me up and says, is it break through the tomb or break out of the tomb? It's both. Because you've got to break away. You've got to go back and you've got to deal with what I'm not going to fool with. That's why Jesus went to hell and took the keys from both death, hell, and the grave. He took the keys. You have to take the keys of your future. And until you're able and willing to face your opposition, whether physically or spiritually, you will always be bound by what God didn't authorize in your life. I'll see you soon. Think about it. Do you have a plan? God bless you.